What up, Block fam? Welcome to today's episode, and would you just look at that view? It's just amazing. If you guys didn't see the previous episode where I did a test ride on the new Harley-Davidson CVO, in this episode we have Harley-Davidson's new release from the Enthusiast collection, and this is the Fast Johnnie. So they basically themed this one after like their race heritage from back in the day paint, but they've done a couple extra upgrades to this one, and we're calling it the Faster Johnnie because this one has the Harley-Davidson 135 Stage 4 crate engine in it, upgraded rear suspension, which is their Olean's Screaming Eagle collaboration. So this bike is gonna rip. So we're out here in California on Highway 1. Apparently there's been a washout from all the rain and stuff, so we're gonna head down, hit the end of Highway 1, or what is currently the end of Highway 1 until they rebuild the road, head back up to Monterey, probably about 70 miles or so, and I'm gonna give you guys basically my thoughts, impressions on the Faster Johnnie Harley-Davidson Street Glide with the 135. Let's go ahead and suit up. All right, let's get on this bike, but before I put this camera away, you guys have to hear it. Cool, and let go. So this is quite the change going from the Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide now to the Fast Johnnie Street Glide. Everything feels like much smaller right here. Let's get on a little bit. Second gear, 30 roll. Jesus Christ! All right, so like I said, I'm coming off of riding the 121 cubic inch Harley-Davidson Road Glide CVO. Man, this thing just feels so much more like, I mean, obviously more responsive in terms of power because it's got the 135. We're looking at like quite a bit more horsepower and torque. Jesus. Pulls like a freight train. Good Lord. Yo, this thing pulls like a motherfucker. I don't know why, I just didn't expect this out of like, okay, so it's the 135 Stage 4, right? Which is a great increase in displacement over like the 121 or the 117. It feels, geez, man, it feels like it's pulling like, I don't know, a lot like my 131. Obviously, it's got a 135, but so with the stock tune, they have to stay within EPA guidelines and whatnot, right? So they have to kind of like limit themselves a bit. And so horsepower torque wise, we're looking at this. Now on Goldzilla, which is my personal bike, a 2020 Harley-Davidson Softail Lowrider S, and it's got a 131 cubic inch Stage 4, but then also an SNS 590 race cam. Maybe that's why this thing feels a little quicker, is because the cam profile, it definitely feels like it has more of that low-end grunt, whereas with my SNS 590, it's got a lot of top end, and it's really nice to feel that like low-end kind of push. Anyways, the 135, wow, holy shit. Like significant. I did ride it previously in Daytona, you know, those first initial thoughts, impressions in Daytona, but man, this is not Daytona. Totally the other coast, and we don't have curves and anything like they do out here in California. So like I was saying, we are in California on Highway 1, which has just been an absolute goal of mine to ride this road on a motorcycle. So big thanks to Harley-Davidson for the invitation to come out, try out the CVO, and then they surprised us with the Fast Johnnie here, or I'm sorry, the Faster Johnnie. We really need to make that stick. That's such a catchy name for it. Anyways, I'm really surprised about the amount of like nimbleness this has as compared to the Road Glide CVO. It just feels like so much easier to throw around, and I don't know if that's just because visually there's a lot less going on here. Yeah, it feels a bit more sporty, which is awesome, especially as combined with the 135. Feels like the pegs are, I don't know, more like forwards. They're not mids. Mids would be a little bit further back, so yeah, they do feel forward. All right, they're saying this is where the road is closed. Guess it washed out because of the rain. Big Sur Taco. Oh, that's so funny. Good spot for a taco truck. Damn, dude. This bike is wanting to lift the front tire. It's like I can feel it like just floating. That's great. Hell of a test ride road. Wow. All right, so we're headed back to Big Sur. I think we're gonna stop there and grab some food. Man. I knew this test ride was going to be like this. I kept telling him, I'm like, dude, the first time that I did a test ride on a 131, it was a giggle switch, you know? Every time I would twist back on the throttle, I would laugh. And I remember in that video, like riding that 131 for the first time, I apologized to you guys, and I was like, I'm so sorry for laughing so much. And I get the same damn feeling with this bike as well, 135. It's just, man, whenever you rip back on throttle and it just makes you giggle like that, that is such a good sign for a motorcycle. So nice. And they say you can't buy happiness. Ha! I mean, realistically. We're not gonna go down that road though. Alright, I'm gonna cut it here, guys, and we can just time lapse, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts and impressions whenever we stop, because I'm really just trying to, holy shit. We just like hit a good down and makes your stomach feel like way high up, you know? Yeah, I'm just gonna focus on the ride, and maybe we'll do that like as a separate like throttle therapy video, but hey, hope you guys enjoy the montage. Since we're going slow again and I'm not having to concentrate as much, I'll go ahead and go over controls. So left side, you've got toggle switch, which is going to basically change stuff in the display. I'm not sure if you guys can see it here. So you got remaining mileage, you press it again, it's gonna show you your front tire pressure, RR, rear tire pressure. You got your odometer, so we're looking at 940 miles, and then you've got your trip A, trip B, and back to remaining. It's pretty cool that they actually have the tire pressure. That's useful knowledge. So if you don't want to like actually have to bend over and undo the little valve thing and put a tire pressure sensor on there. Wow, convenient. You've got your traction control, you've got your horn, you've got your high beam, low beam, and then pass. So you press and hold to use your pass light, boop, boop, boop. And then you've got your left indicator, and then if you connect it up through Bluetooth and all that, you've got your to the infotainment, you've got your voice button, you've got your little joystick for some navigation, and your cruise control. So you're gonna press in to turn it on, it's gonna light up amber there, and then when you press it down, boom, cruise control. Your right hand is now free to move about the cabin however it may please. Oh yeah, and you've got your clutch lever, obviously. On the right side, throttle. Fun switch, front brake lever, you've got your on off, you've got your hazards and your starter, you've got your right indicator and your back button for the menu stuff, and you've also got another little toggle joystick here, which is going to be using on the infotainment. For the infotainment, pretty standard for Harley-Davidson in the last couple of years. Down in the bottom center there, it's like a double din. In the gauges on the top, you've got your fuel, so we've got about half a tank left, and you've got your speedometer. Within the speedometer, we showed you guys that. You've also got a gear indicator in there, so I'm currently in second. If I shift up to third, it'll show a 3, so in third. And then you've got your RPMs in the gauge to the right of that, and then on the very right side, you've got your voltmeter, looking like we're setting just above 14 volts. With the infotainment, it does work with gloves, so wearing gloves, boop. You've got navigation, you've got where you can basically like connect your phone to it, play music. And then you've got, you know, different settings and whatnot. So if I wanted to go to music, boop. You've got radio stations. Yep, you've got all of that stuff in there. Boop, home, and then you've got navigation and then phone. So if you want to, you know, no phone is currently connected. Would you like to connect to it? Nope. But yeah, you can connect a phone, import your contacts, all the good stuff. Going back to navigation, there you go. Cabrillo Highway CA1, so California Highway 1. Yeah, and then for your switch, you've got accessory ignition off, and then fork lock, key to lock and unlock it if you want as well. And then on this one, they've got the mirrors in the fairing instead of on the bars. So mirror, mirror, I can say the Ocoee suspension, it does feel like stiffer race suspension as compared to what would come with stock, but it responds well. It's predictable, but yeah, it does feel stiffer. It also feels like it does raise the back a bit, which is a good thing, gives you extra lean angle. But the 135 is definitely the crown jewel here. It is just an absolute blast to run. Oh, cool car. So we're doing lunch. It's called Nepenthe or something.
Just think about that view, bro.
Oh, dude, it's nice, man.
Crazy.
This is so romantic. Glad to be sharing this moment with you.
Made it back to the bikes. I was just telling Ryan I feel bad because everything's so peaceful. I'm about to get back on this thing. It's a monster. All right, back on the motorbike. All right, test ride continues. Nepenthe, or whatever you were called, restaurant. You were delicious. That was a good turn to jump right into. Alright guys, so I don't think we have too much longer to go before we get back to the hotel that we're staying at. So yeah, the standout here, obviously, like I was saying beforehand, the crown jewel is the 135. I'm seriously impressed. Like I said, I got to ride it in Daytona, but riding it at Daytona was very like restricted. Riding it here, wow, really lets me kind of get to know how it handles, how it responds a bit better. This engine is a beast. The fact that you can get the 135 cubic inch Milwaukee 8 with a factory tune and have this much power, this much responsiveness on the throttle, you know, it's just, dude, you could pull a wheelie with this thing like no problem. But then also still have a factory warranty, to me, is pretty wild. So yeah, Harley-Davidson's largest production engine, not largest production engine in a motorcycle offered. So the largest is actually the CVO that's in front of me, 2023 Harley-Davidson CVO with the 121 basically offered in a motorcycle. The 135 is a crate engine. Now, I did ask them if they had considered, you know, maybe selling the engine in the bike already if a customer were to select it. The information that like I'm after here is not so much the test ride, it's still kind of highlighting the 135. It's more so like, you know, if I were to go to a Harley-Davidson dealership and say like, hey, like I'd love to buy a Road Glide, I would want to be able to like check a box and say like, one Harley-Davidson Road Glide, please. Also upgrade to the 135. And then I don't have to, oh, damn. What is it, Shelby, right? Shelby Cobra? Most are replicas. I don't know if it's actually an original, but if it was an original, damn. But yeah, it'd be nice to be able to like check that box, you know, like you biggie size it or something. And they came up with the 135 because of the race team, which, hey, if you don't like racing, I don't see why the hell not, because all that stuff trickles down to the rest of us. Monterey, that's where we're going. Monterey, I could not remember for the life of me. That's the spot. Anyways, we got about 26 miles so we get back to Monterey. I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the ride, but we'll continue this discussion. Whoa, the wind has really picked up. Beat the shit out of me. Alright guys, so back here in Orlando now. Totally forgot to put an ending on that video, but one of the things that I did mention while riding the 135 was that compared to my 131 Goldzilla here, so this is my personal bike, 2020 Harley-Davidson Lowrider S 131. We've got a 590 race cam in it, head's done, horsepower rank, tunnel ram. We're actually in the process of swapping out a prototype exhaust, which we have over here. Show you guys more of that in the future. Yeah, one of those things that I was saying is that it felt really, really powerful. You know, obviously being the 135, larger displacement, but with this one, you know, we've got more horsepower and torque. The 135 faster Johnnie, man, that thing was quick and it felt incredibly torquey. The cam in this one, being a 590, very high lift cam, very top end, so it's more of a race cam. The cam that Harley-Davidson is using in the faster Johnnie has definitely got more of that like low to mid range, which you can really, really feel whenever you're getting on it. If you like hit a little bump, or like if you're just barely pull up, shift your weight back on those bars, man, that thing would be a wheelie machine. So Harley-Davidson, great job on the 135, great job on the faster Johnnie. Big thanks to Harley-Davidson for letting me do the test ride out there in the PCH. Absolutely beautiful. Really appreciate the opportunity. If you guys have any questions on the bike, do me a favor, be sure to drop them down in the comments below. Let me know. I'll answer to the best of my knowledge based on my experience of riding the bike. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. It actually lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job here, and it helps to recommend it to other people. So if other people are interested in checking out this video, have an interest in Harley-Davidson's 135 or the Fast Johnnie, YouTube will help to recommend it to them. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, hit the like. If you guys aren't subscribed and you want to continue to see motorcycle content like this, we do an absolute ton of motorcycle content. Like I said, we're working on an exhaust here for Goldzilla, my personal bike 135 that we're actually building this one into, and that's for a dealership, and we're going to supercharge it, finishing up a bike over there. We got a couple bikes over there, some that we've given away, some that we're storing. We've got a build that we finished up here that we will be unveiling to you guys soon. So an absolute ton of content for motorcycles. If you guys enjoy that kind of stuff, hit subscribe. If you want to be notified of whenever we upload and post and all that stuff, hit the bell icon also, so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Until next time, you guys ride safe out there, stay vigilant. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.